so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
All right, so it's still the Saturday Breakfast Show. Now we're going to delve into the world of animation. And we have guests via Zoom. We have Lawrence Dieyi, a 3D enthusiast, a Nigerian from Delta State, and he started his career as a banker. And now he's moved into content creation with 3D arts and animation. Thank you very much, Lawrence, for joining us at this point. My question is, since I saw the trailer for Oya, is why 3D? Why did you decide to go into this, knowing fully well that it's not an industry where people go into?
Program. Good morning and happy new month.
Same to you.
Okay, so when we talk about 3D animation, 3D animation is a very unique and powerful tool and medium. Okay, it evokes a lot of emotions and, it enables people to communicate. And also, 3D animation tells story in a way no other medium will. Now, when this idea first came, we decided to do something a bit different from what Nigerians are used to. Nigerians are used to the normal movie screens and all of that. And so we felt, okay, can we create something around our tradition while we also maintain some of the traditions and cultures of the Nigerian people and also exporting it to the world? So when I decided to come up with this idea, I decided to use 3D animation because I know that 3D animation right now is gaining popularity. There's 3D animation in almost everything you do. There's 3D animation in the sciences. I'm sure now you can take a pill and see what happens inside you through 3D animation. We also use 3D animation for forensic. There's 3D animation in the entertainment industry. There's 3D animation in the academic and all of that. So we decided to explore this 3D animation because it's gaining popularity right now and Nigerians need to see something new. It's also a way we can use to export our culture and tradition to the rest of the world.
Okay. I had the privilege of watching the first episode on YouTube. I have to say it was quite interesting. But I would like to know what inspired this story. I know you want to talk about culture and everything, but I'm also a Yoruba lady, but there are different parts of Yoruba culture. Why did you choose that aspect of the Yoruba culture?
Okay, so if you look around us, you find out that Yoruba language is one of the most established culture. Now, that is not to say that other cultures are not established. There are lots of documentaries around Shango. There are lots of literary works. There are lots of theses around Shango. So when this idea came, we felt, okay, how do we project Nigeria? What do we use and which aspect are we going to leverage on? And we decided to pay attention to this aspect. And of course, like they say, behind every successful man is a woman. Of course, behind every successful woman is a man. So we felt like, a lot has been said about Shango. Why not let's create the wife of Shango, who this person was living? What was it like from Oya's perspective? So we decided to create this aspect to look at another kind of narrative. So for me, I feel it's more like a disruptive content, going away from what we have been used to into another aspect. And of course, in 3D animation, there are lots of exaggerations just to give it that feeling of emotions and all of that.
Okay, so how do you intend on promoting this to a larger audience? Now, some people will say that cinemas they'll push this in cinemas and people will go and watch it. But there are a lot of people that will not even get into the cinema to watch it. So how do you intend on getting this out there to a larger audience?
Okay, at the moment, you can watch it on our YouTube channel. At the moment, it's also on nigeriarock.com. We also plan to promote it through film and movie blogs. At the moment, also, there are ads running on different social media platforms. And we are also trying to push this beyond Nigeria. I'm sure you are aware that the AMA Awards will be coming up any moment from now. We have also registered our entry on the AMA Awards. We believe that with time, as people continue to share, and the traditions of Nigeria and Africa will continue to go to the rest of the world.
So, you said that it's on YouTube and some other platforms, but when I watched it on YouTube, I searched for episode 2, 3 everywhere. I couldn't find it, so maybe it will come later. But I wanted to ask you about animation in Nigeria. for a while, it seemed like it was growing really, really slowly, not as fast as the animation industry in Hollywood, for example. So what do you think has been stifling us all these years, and what do you think has now broken the glass ceiling? Because now everywhere, animation everywhere, even online courses, free online courses, for example. So what do you think has been stifling us?
Okay, so at the moment, it's not like the glass ceiling is completely over. Because if you look at it, so for instance, if I look at the case study of the Oya film, we couldn't really finish it up or conclude it in Nigeria. And that's why if you pay attention, you will discover that local content are still very few. So part of what I think is militating against the awareness in animation is the issue of light. Now, as simple as light is power, we couldn't really do that. So for instance, while the production was going on, some of the gadgets, the consoles, some of the systems we used had to be on for 3 months back to back. I'm not sure there's anywhere in Nigeria where you have that stability of power. So number one, power is a factor. Two, also, of course, because of the dollar rate and all of that, to have the right requirement, system requirement, or laptops to use for this. I'm sure none is less than 2.5 million as we speak. So you see, what you're seeing here and there are just bits and pieces. I believe Nigerians are resilient, Nigerians are passionate, Nigerians have the ability to go beyond, above and beyond, if given the right support and funding. So what you're seeing right now is just the tip of the iceberg. If we really have to compete with the rest of the world, I think the government had to really help us here. Because if I look back to the music industry way back, when we listen to Phil Collins, Backstreet Boys, what do you call them? Boys to Men, you find out that there was a revolution in the music industry. I doubt how many people listen to some of those music now. Now, Nigerian music is being exported outside Nigeria to the rest of the world. It happened in Nollywood, I think in 2019, when Jonathan had to bring in a certain amount of grant to help the Nollywood industry. So I believe that if given the right funding, Nigerians are ready. I speak to people every day, and you find out that the average problem of a creative is a laptop, light, and the basic infrastructures, which are not there. So I don't believe that the glass ceiling is completely over. It's still there, but if these people will support us, I believe that we can do much more, and the world will hear Nigerians and what we have to say.
So talking about funding again, I'm curious to know, what does it cost to create an episode of a 3D animation cartoon?
Oh. My, you don't want to know. So let me just use this project. So for instance, I just gave you an idea of what the average, if you want to get a laptop, a specified laptop, that's a gaming laptop, not just a laptop, you will need about 2.5 million to get just one laptop. Now, for you to be able to create an episode, just like about a 15-minute video, you need nothing less than 20 to 30 million. And that's why you find out that there are very few local animation content. Who is ready to invest that kind of money? But I can bet you that the world is waiting to hear from Nigeria. And I can also tell you that a lot of people are looking up to Nigeria. If Nigeria gets it right, a lot of African countries will definitely get it right. We have what it takes. Forget the political embarrassment that we see and all the image outside. We're people that are resilient. So in looking at, talking about the amount it will take to produce episode 2, we need nothing less than 50 to 60 million, because the series is going to run into series episode 2, episode 3, 4 to 5. And right now, it took us a great lot of money to be able to put out this. And we've really spent a lot. So it's very expensive. Animation is very expensive.
Lawrence Dieyi, of course, thank you so much for talking to us. We hope for the best in all of this, and hope that this will definitely go viral for everyone to watch. We need to put our own stories out there in different form. Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me on the program. Have a nice day.